Hey guys, Eerie is here and welcome along to another video. We're back into the Nations Cup here for exactly the same race as Daily Race C from the week previous, so I feel well practiced and clear on the strategy this time round for this one. I was happy with my qualifying lap. I was 9/10 off pole, but 1st to 19th were only 1.6 seconds apart, so if qualifying is anything to go by, this one is gonna be a close one. Snaking down the front straight here as the race gets underway. I'm going to move to the inside as I always do into turn number 1 just to stay out of trouble, but we're going to enter the corner 3 wide. Elbows are going to be out as too many times I've ended up in the gravel there on the right hand side, but I'm muscling my way away from there. I'm down to 11th, but I'm okay with getting through that one unscathed. I'm right behind the Spaniard now, coming down towards the second chicane. I'm going to look inside, he's going to cover that. I'm going to go outside, he then moves across. I'm going to go back inside, which is the outside of the corner here. I'm going to brake as late as I can to get the inside for the second part of the chicane. Elbows out again as he tries to turn in. No penalty though, so obviously all good. And I'm going to come up the inside into Lesmo number 1 and take back 10th place. Looking ahead, I'm going to be up to 9th shortly because the person in 8th there has got a penalty and he needs to serve that. So I'm going to tuck into the Frenchman for the run down to Ascari. So as we enter Ascari here, just coming underneath the bridge, just braking a little bit earlier there so that I can close up behind the Frenchman, but I really don't want to make any contact at this point. Get a bit of a slide on as I come out the second part there, which as you can see has allowed the Spaniard to come right up behind me. I anticipate as I see that he has gone up the inside there that he's going to try and chuck one up the inside, so I take a slightly wider entrance into Parabolica so that I can try and cut underneath and get the power down and back underneath him coming out onto the front straight, but I didn't manage to get the power down as well as I hoped. Throttle modulation is something that I always struggle with, and the Spaniard just tucks into the slipstream of the Frenchman up ahead, so I have to tuck back in. But keeping our eyes up ahead here, the Spaniard is going to make a move on the Frenchman into turn number 1. To be fair to him, that's another nice move to go with the one that he put on me. So he is up to 8th now, and we're going to stay on board as we tuck in behind the Frenchman on the run down to the second chicane. Keep your eye on the pair up in front as you're going to see the Frenchman just brake a little bit late. There's going to be contact between the pair as we try and avoid getting a penalty ourselves, and he's going to end up with a penalty. So I will shortly, once he serves that, be up to 9th. Moving further ahead now towards the end of the lap, I managed to get the power down better coming out of the Parabolica there, and we're in a train of about 4 as we come down the start finish straight and start lap number 3. I'm sat in the slipstream here and I'm going to move to the inside, but keep your eye on the Spaniard as he's going to come across himself in the braking zone. I think he must have outbroke himself just a little bit, and then there must have been contact at some point because he is going to get a 1 second penalty. That's going to help us here as we will soon be inheriting 8th, but hopefully we're going to inherit a few more as we come down to the second chicane. We're in a big line of 6 cars now, and I'm not sure if we can get through here line astern. We're going to find out in a second. We all managed to make it through quite happily here, which is a surprise if I'm quite honest. Over these first 2 to 3 laps there hasn't really been too many issues. There's been a bit of elbows out really, but to be honest it's just been quite good racing. I don't know if it's a change in how things are going or whether it's just this track. I'm not sure. Let me know in the comment section down below what you think, but I've definitely experienced some decent racing as I've showed you in the last couple of races out. So we've moved up into 8th there as I was talking, and then just walked straight up behind the Portuguese guy here in 7th. I get a good run coming out of Ascari like I always seem to do. There's a bit of contact there, so I have to get back and double dip into the slipstream there to get a run on this Corvette as we come down into the Parabolica. Slam on the anchors there and just keep it tight so that it can't come back underneath, and then just be very careful with the throttle, and we're going to hold on to 7th. But we're not going to rest on our laurels here. We're going to be in the slipstream here of 6th. We're going to move to the inside here as we start lap number 4. But keep your eye on 6th, as 6th is going to make a move up onto 5th. Now, as we know, 2 doesn't go into 1 here. So I'm just going to try and stick behind whoever gets a better exit, and that happens to be 5th, so I'm going to slot straight in behind here so that the Frenchman can't close the door on us. We're going to sit in the slipstream. We're up to 6th now, but I also fancy a bit of 5th. We're going to go down the inside again, which then becomes the outside. Look for our braking point, slam on the anchors as hard as we can. We go a little bit deep. I think it's because we had a bit of help from the ERT community member up in front, but I managed to get it stopped, so we're now up to 5th. And last time I did this race, I didn't put tyres on at the pit stop. It was exactly the same as this one. Things were going well, but then I didn't change the tyres. It really hurt me. At the end of the race, I lost quite a few positions here, and then after I published the video, I got loads of comments about it. So today I am taking you guys, my subscribers' advice, and I am going to put some tyres on. I'm going to change those boots at the end of this lap. This is lap number 4, the lap I've chosen to come in, so let's see if it helps me out. So we've topped up our fuel here and put some new boots on, but confusingly the Frenchman comes out in front. So either he is underfueled or not put on tyres. I guess we'll find out later on. I'm going to stay in the white lines like the gentleman I am, have a look up the inside, but I'm going to save it for now because either his tyres will go off or he'll need to fuel save, so I'm just going to be patient. Actually, hold my beer. I'm not going to be patient here at all. I'm all about fun now, and we're just going to crack on. So I'm going to sit in the slipstream here, pull out, and then fly alongside down into the second chicane. I'm going to brake as late as possible, go really deep. Managed to keep it on track though. There was some contact, but I was actually quite happy with that one. I thought it was on the robust side, but still a good move. I didn't get a penalty, so obviously the game agrees with me, but to be honest, I shouldn't be basing that on the penalty system because we know how wayward that can be. So let me know in the comments section down below what you thought of that move. Fast forwarding slightly here, the rest of the field have come in, and we're going to see where we come out, but surprisingly we're going to come out in 8th place. I'm a bit confused by that one. Maybe some people didn't pit in or didn't change their tyres, I don't know. Either way, I guess we will find out. We're very close though, as Quali predicted. All 7 cars in front of me are in sight as we come through this first chicane back there. So I'm going to get my head down here, try and get after the guys up in front and do something about that 2.2 second gap to 7th place in front. Jumping ahead here to the final lap, I've been working away and managed as we cross the line to be only 8/10 behind the car in front. Now we're going to stay on board as we try and chase down 7th here on this final lap, and coming out of Lesmo number 2 I get a good run. I absolutely love this corner. It feels so sweet if you get it right, and we're going to get a great run on the Frenchman here, and we're going to come alongside as we come down the hill and under the bridge before Ascari. We're actually going to make the move stick before we get to Ascari, and we're up to 7th now. Again, Ascari, another corner I absolutely love. Feels so good when you get it right, and we come down into the back straight here. Immediately the Frenchman drops off, so we're going to have no issue behind. Up in front, the Brit ERT W1 does have a penalty, but it's just a 0.5 second one, so we're going to settle for 7th in this one. But all in all, going up from 9th to 7th is a 2-place gain, and I still don't care about driver rating. So for me, based on fun, that was a success. And that, guys, is the end of another video. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please hit that like button and make sure you're subscribed to the channel if you haven't already. Thanks again so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.